Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... the music freaks. What can we say about it that hasn't been said already? No, seriously, genuine question, because we reviewed the entire series. What can we say about it that we haven't said already? That is a good question, at least. But apparently, what we can say is that that the creator had a bit more of a good reception to the parody works of this of this source material than Not Zoe did. That may be maybe because the parody itself was far better. That is what we intend to find out right now. Even if you haven't seen Walking Wednesday, where I talk about this whole thing, you know that we've been going on this journey in Gacha Review, going from the original Spirit Animals by Not Zoe to the parody version of Spirit Animals by Wiz Gaming, to now the video that inspired Wiz Gaming to make that in the first place, which is The Music Freaks, but the entire episode is voiced by Daisy's voice actress. Made by, I presume, Daisy's voice actress. So potentially somebody who has a little bit more reverence for the source material. That's what we seem to. There is the impression we seem to be getting right now, which does raise the question as to what went wrong with Wiz Gaming's approach and what could have been taken from this inspiration that wasn't carried over. Also, on top of that, I did say that we reviewed all the episodes of Music Freaks. However, you might be a little bit confused about that if you've been following along on just the main channel, because those reviews start on episode 4. The reason for this is because episodes 1 through 3 were reviewed on the Butter Bunch years prior to that review of episode 4 being posted, and then, you know, the rest of it's carrying on from there. So those reviews do exist. However, for the sake of right now, you know, I do actually have an opportunity to talk about Music Freaks episode 1 on the main channel. So we may be retreading some old grounds today, so to speak. But then again, that was 5 years ago. So that I last, you know, touched the subject of episode 1, not Music Freaks in general. So we'll see. But and again, what has been carried over from the original to this version, and then what will be carried over, what should have been carried over to the other one. So, you know, a lot to really think about today, and fortunately I'm not venturing in alone. I am joined by Ghosty.
Hello. I have mixed feelings about the mutant freaks.
The mutant freaks?
uh,
Okay, no,
music freaks.
You're not the only person who's done that. Like, TMF and TMG are so close in terms of acronyms.
In terms of acronyms, yeah, and my brain is like, yes, the acronym.
Yeah,
Let's discard that.
I didn't even pick to call it TMG. All my files have been named MG since the beginning, but I never told anyone, so we just kind of calling it TMG and I roll with it.
Donnie Chan VA. Have we seen that name before?
I don't think so. I have not seen the name Donnie Chan VA or VO for that matter. So I don't think so. Welcome. I assume you're a person who is invested in the Music Freaks, and that's why you're here. So hopefully you'll get something out of that.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Music Freaks for what it brought to the table at the time. But there's some things about Music Freaks that I don't enjoy. Mostly from
the same.
Mostly from the standpoint of some of the music isn't good.
Oh, okay. I see. I think my stance over the course of the reviews that I did was that the songs by themselves weren't bad. But the thing is, when you take existing songs and try to recontextualize them and apply them to your own script, you either need to write the script around the songs for it to make sense, or just get exceptionally lucky. And neither of those things happened. So yeah, that's that was the origin point of Siren Story, or what was supposed to be. So yeah, I'm curious, particularly as it says in the description, about how the musical scenes are handled in this one, because that's one thing that Wiz Gaming didn't really have to adapt aside from a cappella soundtracks from Spirit Animals. In this case, it seems like Daisy's VA, who I keep forgetting the name of, despite the fact that I have the video pulled up, does not have that luxury and has a bit more of a challenge ahead. So we'll see how that challenge is dealt with in a second. I feel like I actually forgot to do something that's a little bit important before we begin.
Speaking of which, as I've said in chat, I got a birdhouse with a camera. So now it takes bird videos.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, what kind of bird videos there are, here's one of them. I knew you were going to bring it up, so I could prepare that clip in advance.
Oh, thank you, Jacob.
There you go. So yes, Harudori is the name of the channel. That's what I was looking up. So yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, Ghost Kitty also said the same thing while I was doing that. So
Also, if you all want to know, the bird we just watched was of a common cardinal.
Fair enough. Bird watching buddies, take it slow as the bird watching buddies, and you know that wherever they go, they're gonna be watching them birds.
I'm gonna be peeping Tom on these birds. I'm gonna be watching them eat food. The food I have supplied.
Why does that sound like a Palpatine quote? I will be watching the birds without munching away at the food that I have supplied. I am the birdhouse.
Honestly, there are videos of people who have set up a tray of food and then hid themselves so that they could watch the birds eat.
I mean, yes. It's
but those videos are weird to me. I rather take this approach of a hidden camera in a birdhouse rather than just being the birdhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are at least a couple of TV programs out that revolve around this concept as well. All right, okay. I think we've dawdled enough. We've got new people here, so we might as well give them what they came for. So, without further ado, on with the review. So, Ghost Kitty, what were you saying before about not immediately getting a headache? I'm not sure if I agree with that immediately. Okay, so I can tell that Daisy's trying in the background to like do the same dialogue as before, but the problem is that one of the extras is talking directly into the microphone like this, being very, very loud, and no one can hear anything. That seems to always be a thing with like gacha parodies, like loud equals funny, and therefore microphone peaking is required almost. It really isn't.
Simp! Is this funny yet?
Are we all laughing?
Simp!
Oh, okay. Wait, is Simp the ringtone that he has?
Simp is the ringtone.
Okay, you know what? I'll say that. First joke that actually that works in this one, and we had to wait 20 seconds rather than nearly 20 minutes, so we're already on off to good starts.
Another school day. Simp! Music, 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 music.
Ah, okay, we're taking this approach. Good luck with the songs later.
Music, music. I don't have access to the music. Music, music, music.
You don't have access. It's half is from the audio library. What are you talking about? Access to the music.
Music, music. Okay, I don't have any music, so I'm just gonna skip this part.
Okay. I'll say this. The humor being self-deprecating also works in the favor of this video compared to Wiz Gaming, where like everything was at the expense of the original rather than at the person making the parody. kind of to even things out.
I'm actually not minding this so far.
Yeah, neither am I. Aside from the microphone peaking earlier. Yeah, and even like them, yeah. It's like it's quiet enough to not be like overwhelming. So it's like, oh hey, if it's if you gloss over it, you gloss over it, but it's also good not to.
Spit in your mind, Liam. Get your head out of your ass for your first time in your life.
Stop, guys.
Jake, back me up here. Tell Liam that Stacy is way hotter than her mom.
Okay, so we are using the lines from the original episode. Okay. I mean, this was the part when I watched this the first time. I was like, okay, I immediately know what joke is going to be made here.
You have to admit that Stacy's mom has got it going on.
I'm gonna make a very exaggerate voice on top to make this even funnier.
Dude.
Like that does kind of work, and in its favor, though.
I guess because the joke wasn't actually that funny to begin with, because the punchline is so obvious. At least like to add something new. Yeah, you're right.
Also, comparing it directly to the WizKid parody, it's like night and day.
Yeah, so far it definitely seems like Wiz got to the Wiz got to the point, but not the execution. Also, yes, that I'm pretty sure I called him Deku throughout the series of reviews the whole way through. I think his name's Henry actually, but yeah.
Know how I told my parents about buying me that I don't even know what for my birthday? Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. I'm guessing that I forget what line there was originally, and maybe there was something very specific that the VA just didn't know what it was. I don't know.
Well, they bought it for me last night. Now I can play the new Gacha Warfare on my I don't even know what. I don't speak Italian.
Oh, okay. It's an Aiden interpretation of the script, where any words in other languages are either ignored or mispronounced. Got it.
Simp. Hey, look who's about to walk past.
Why can't you let girls your own age, huh? Freaking simp.
What?
Why?
Okay.
Like the line was, "Why don't you even like girls your own age, but they are the same age?"
Yeah, like hold on, are they saying that to Jake in his head? Or is this like a random conversation that someone else is having? If that's the case, that's the second use of the word simp to apply to a different person here. Very dangerously close to oversaturating it, especially this quick in succession.
Wow, it's almost like the talkies from the last video.
I was literally thinking about the talkies from the last video.
Like,
maybe this is more similar than we thought. Oh no.
In which case, but Jacob, strap in. This is going to get a whole lot better, a whole lot worse.
Yeah, can someone... Oh, by the way, can we actually... From this point onwards, can somebody keep track of how many times they use the word simp? I'm curious.
I don't speak anymore for Daisy. Morning,
okay.
Daisy. That was smooth.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm bringing up the sticky notes to start a counter. How many times have we heard simp so far?
I don't remember. That's why I was saying, like, starting counting from now, because... I mean, we heard it several times in the intro, because it was Jake's ringtone. I don't know. Just put like 5 on there or something. We'll go from there. The voice acting reminds me of what my friend's like when she's telling me the most unfun, excessively long story that happened to her 5 minutes ago. Sounds like Molly from The Amazing World of Gumball, that one episode where she tells stories.
Okay, I've got the simp counter pulled up.
Yeah. Also, this guy's voice has changed. Now the whole like Crow voice is given to Jake, and then he just sounds completely normal.
So obvious. Just ask her out already before I do it first. Fat chance. And I will. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
You know, I'm actually... I'll say this. I take it back. I want Jake to maintain this voice because I want to hear what someone sounds like singing in this voice.
You've been waiting for the right moment for years.
Just admit it. You're a chicken.
Meow! Meow!
Okay. Twice we've avoided the obvious room joke here. We had Stacy's mum, but we couldn't go with the cheep, 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 cheep. Come on, it was right there.
Ouch!
Also, fake laughter versus fake crying every time.
Shut up! Oh, look, it's the music freak duo.
You know something I'll say now that I've watched the whole show all the way through? I like the fact that, like, at least at the beginning, you know, like, Jake's reaction to Daisy passing by, obviously very heightened. Reaction to Haley, no response whatsoever. It's actually Drew that engages. Makes perfect sense.
What a bunch of nerds!
Oh, look! It's the monkeys who have nothing better to do than to look down on others because it's the only
You know, Midnight, your family is starting to scare me a little bit, actually.
way they deal with their daddy issues. Someone's feisty this morning. Come on, Haley. We have more important things to do than engage with these imbeciles.
Okay, that's not quite Peppa Pig, but it's close.
You have a refined character. What's the solution when you're doing something like this? Bam! Make him British.
No, I see right through you. I'm not going to trust you ever, and if you harm my stepsister, I'm going to destroy everyone you love.
For the record,
I like jumping on muddy puddles and your corpse.
it was your buffoons that started on us first. Keep them under control. I can promise that.
Princess?
Anyway, don't you have better things to do than engage with this imbecile? Or do you like my
Wow, that's twice we used the word imbecile. I'm starting to think the original script had more repetition than I gave it credit for.
Get real! And we do have more important things to do than litter around and pick up people! And what's that? Write cute little love songs with your boyfriend?
Oh, yeah, that is a thing from the original Music Freaks. People thought the siblings were dating.
Yeah.
Allow me to
which-
throw up on the inside.
Okay, like if you didn't know them, then that would be, you know, almost like a safe assumption to make.
Like,
I say that as somebody who has had multiple female best friends. People made that exact same assumption. Even when I brought on a female guest onto this channel, the first comment I got was, "Is that your girlfriend?" However, it doesn't work because they've all been going to school together for literal years. They should know at this point.
Yeah, Jacob, I was about to say, in American high school, our birthdays are often announced over the intercom, first and last name. If they both have the same last name, the dating thing obviously wouldn't work.
No, they'd be married, obviously.
How is the joke from you? How is the joke from you better than any joke in this video so far?
Maybe I should be making Gacha parodies.
It's cute. Why don't you just admit that deep down you're just very jealous little boy who wishes he had half our music talent, fun achieving nothing with your life? Whatever, music freak. No wonder she barely has any friends.
Speaking of people with no talent, what is it with that one extra in the background meowing to the melody of something?
What a cow. Little does she know that I probably have more singing ability than she does.
You know, the problem when characters change their voice consistently and then they stop talking is that it's very hard for people who have not seen the original to actually know who is speaking. It's a good thing that this is that this was, you know, the most popular gacha show of its time, or that might have caused people a little bit of confusion. But yeah, if anyone's going to make a parody of something else aside from this, probably not the best way to go about it. And oh, hey, Elliot's here. Didn't realize he was in here so early. Yeah. Oops. Sorry, gotta plug in. Meow. We'll come back after these messages. Listen to this whole music. Anyway. Oh, it actually is still going.
Why can't those jerks just leave us alone? It's as you said.
You know, let's yell in the corridor about our frustrations that happened minutes ago.
They're a walking reflection of their insecurities, and they wish they had half the talent we have. There's no point in giving them the satisfaction of a reaction.
I just realized something. 2 step siblings. One of them's American, one of them's British. That's Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, right. Well, we finished putting up the advertisements at...
Did I just get Phineas and Ferbed?
You just got Phineas and Ferbed.
Now my mood is ruined and my day has been scuttled.
Imagine Ferb singing chase scene.
Oh.
Xander!
You just see his head emerge from underneath Jake's bed. Anyway.
That would actually be terrifying.
Also, people are getting the law mixed up. From what I could tell, no, they are step
siblings.
Yes.
Yeah, they are step siblings. They're not cousins. Neither are Phineas and Ferb cousins.
But no one said Phineas and Ferb were cousins. They were talking about Haley and Xander specifically. But yeah, unless we found out that apparently one of their parents remarried the sibling of the other, then I doubt that very much. You know, this isn't Hamlet after all.
To have more members in the music club, you don't know who might be a great asset for the competition. We'll find just the 5 of us. Looking for other members is only going to add more stress on top of all of our other priorities right now.
Okay, actually, you know what? Now knowing, I don't know what that scream was. I'll address that in a second. Now knowing the reason that Haley, was insecure about her own singing talent and why she went through such extreme lengths to get another singer, and knowing that Xander was there for the whole thing and knew the entire time, that line is very strange to hear from him.
Also, looking over at KW and said, I swear they said they were cousins. When?
I don't recall that. Maybe they did, but I don't recall. If anything, I think in this episode, they actually clarify that they're not dating to Jake, so I'm pretty sure it comes up. Or maybe that was episode 2, actually. It might have been episode 2.
I'm the club president, and everyone else agreed that opening it to more people is a good idea, and that's final, Xander. Whatever you say, club president. That's what I like to hear.
Oh yeah, of course, it's not timed anymore. Oh god, yep, there's the first eyeless characters. See, this is another thing, like, see, you have... I've ever since that original Music Freaks review, I've got some people telling me, oh yeah, no, it's a style and such. Why is the style only applied to 2 extras in the background compared to everyone else? Because later on, we do get some shots where these characters do have their eyes removed, especially in the music videos. So it's not just because they have speaking lines.
I have a simp counter and an eyeless counter.
Oh, okay then. Even better.
Everyone, please settle down.
This actually sounds like one of the voices that Bond did for a character. I forgot which one now. Oh wow, she vomited.
Sadie, would you mind?
Please fix this. This is one of the parts that always bothered me. Sadie is even quieter than everyone else. It doesn't matter if she's intimidating, they wouldn't be able to hear her. Please fix this. I'm trusting you with this.
Don't trust anyone with anything, Jacob.
Haridori, don't let me down, please.
KW? Oh. Get your shit together.
Nope. That's a swear jar moment.
Wow.
Everyone, please be quiet.
I feel good. I knew that I would now.
Thank you, Sadie.
Is it me, or did the audio balancing fall off a cliff?
No, it's just these 2 characters don't project. Even in the original, they don't.
Okay, class. Before we begin our history lesson this morning,
Also very true.
I have an announcement from the
I've been punched in the stomach and I really need to see the nurse.
music club. Next month, they will be taking part in a school band competition and are looking for new members to join them.
School band competition.
It's like every single line's like a pain. It's like someone's last words on their deathbed. The music club will be taking part in a band competition. And they're looking for new members.
That will be inscribed on her headstone.
Here lies history teacher. New members recruiting. Sign up here.
Drummers, guitarists, and singers. I don't get paid enough for this. This is almost
Actually, no, they don't. They only need a singer.
as boring as watching paint dry.
Ah, yes, a line that all teens would laugh at.
Boys, stop now. Otherwise, I'll...
Also, now, with this musical background, yeah, I definitely get what Wiz was trying to replicate with the background a cappella music instead. However, yeah, that audio balance thing comes in again. You know, the first scene was iffy in that regard, but everything else, you know, has kept the music at appropriate levels. That's just like, hey, you know, I'm going to focus on that in the background, what's going on, or something, rather than, you know, in your face.
I have to give you detention. Sorry, Miss J.
It just sounds like a girl trying to do a little boy voice. Reminds me of Ash Ketchum. I think that's what Bomb was trying to replicate with that voice when he did it. But yeah, close enough. Let's go. No one will laugh. They would just shut your mouth. They might laugh at you for thinking that was actually original in the first place, which it isn't.
It slipped out.
Like, is it just me, or do I want to shove sandwiches in the mouths of all of these characters so that they shut up and stop talking?
I mean, all their lines are from the original, so that's definitely an issue with the script, or maybe it's just the issue of the voices being annoying. That could be it as well.
Yeah, it is the issue of the voices being annoying. Like, I get putting on funny voices so that even if you were the one voicing all of the characters, they remain distinct and likable. But we've already heard all of these characters. It's not even that.
Yeah. Oh. This is probably mentioned the thing as I'm eating a sandwich. There you go.
That's the thing, Mops. Your voice. That's the thing, Mops. Your voice doesn't grate on my ears.
And obviously the actual voice that Harodori uses for Daisy is obviously not grating either. It's just I said this with the Wiz Gaming video as well, actually, that at some point, especially if we're going for comedic vibes, you run out of voices in your arsenal that don't sound excessively cartoonish.
Like,
and unfortunately, some excessively cartoonish voices are only usable in certain instances.
Okay. Like, I'm going to pull out little Karibo from my pocket. He also at one point, he did all of the voices for the cast of Yu-Gi-Oh! And he pulled that off somewhat phenomenally by giving them distinct accents and mannerisms as opposed to putting on voices that make my brain hurt.
I will add a caveat to that especially at first, those were just the voices of the characters themselves, like from the original. He was trying his best to replicate that and improving the impressions over time. I think there are a few exceptions to that. Granted, I've never seen as far ahead to see what Siegfried von Schroeder sounds like, but that to me is probably more of a cartoonish but understandable and not grating example compared to the other impressions that were already probably, tested beforehand.
Like, I also have the issue of sometimes characters in this will swap voices. Like, the person who voiced all of these characters didn't bother with consistency.
Yeah, that's the thing I said before. The other friend that's not Drew or Henry, that I forgot his name. He started off with like the crow voice that Jake currently has. I'm hoping that Jake maintains it so I can hear him singing that voice, but it did start off with him, and that was one thing that I brought up earlier.
Those music freaks. Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
You know what Drew sounds like, actually? Drew sounds like, if anyone's seen Redhead Begins, the otaku character that she does, that's what Drew sounds like. All right, have fun your D&D session.
Day by day, desperate fight.
Here we go.
Waiting for me on the...
Okay, see, this is the other thing. So you're telling me that you didn't have access to the music from the start, but you do have access to this one, which again was another thing that's easily findable. Let alone the fact that Shazam is free.
Outside, overwhelmed, feeling...
Actually, this doesn't sound like the Crow voice anymore. This sounds more like the Ash Ketchum one.
Oh, I'm the star in this depressing one-man show. Wish I would be able to flee, but I'm not stable.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard this song in a while, but I definitely know we're running into an issue that happens a lot with a lot with people not recording with the music. I'm guessing that's what happens. Because then you get moments where, like, it's a lot slower, basically, and the pacing is not quite what it was before because you don't hear the music, and then suddenly you have to pace up a little bit because they're trying to get to a certain point. Like, that's what's happening right now.
Also, my headache.
This is why when you hear characters who are supposed to be doing like a bad job singing, they don't sound on beat as well as on key. The off key part is on purpose. The offbeat one is probably also, you know, not deliberate.
I need an inspiration! Another world I have to see! I travel with my portal state!
Yep, and that's why I was interested to hear this voice, because I knew that the starting octave was going to be very difficult when you get to the follow-up ones. That's another thing that happens a lot with characters and singing. Trust me, it happened with Nathaniel a lot. Well, like, he was up here, basically. So a lot of songs that are actually done like a lower pitch had to be changed because my starting octave is over here. So then it would go even higher every time. And that's not always sustainable if I'm, you know, trying to keep quiet, basically.
My head.
Yeah. Again, I at least appreciate the attempt to like stay in this, and I will say this is what the Music Freak should have done, and actually had the people do the songs as well. If it's a musical performance, like, yes, I will say it's not the first Gacha musical; it's just the first to brand itself as one. But on top of that, because you know, music songs, music songs, what the heck. Music was used and just like regular songs used in gacha videos way before this point. They're somewhat intertwined with the idea of like what GLMVs used to be. Sometimes you would get like a mixture of both, basically, and that's where this idea came from. Those were, of course, non-voice actors, so they were done with the original artists in the background and non-instrumentals. Yeah, here we had a chance to actually do that and properly, you know, surprise people about Jake's voice, because it's like, oh yeah, you know, Jake can sing. Of course he can. It's being performed by the original artist. Of course Jake can sing. And that was the episode title as well.
Gonna beat my enemies!
It would have been more surprising if, you know, the actual VA like pulled this, you know, out of the bag and it's like, oh hey, this is what we're getting here.
I don't know the rest of it. I don't know it. As a kid!
You don't know the rest. Look up the lyrics!
You
It's
have
not hard.
access to the people behind the thing.
Were you given a time frame of like 2 hours or something and it's like, I can't look things up, I'm just gonna put something down?
Or
That can only
maybe
get people so many times. It's funny the first time with the access to the music thing until you realize that that's not going to be sustainable later. And then every other
okay.
time it's like, okay, we get the point.
Or Jacob, I'm spitballing. Maybe she thought it would be funny to not do any research at all.
No, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But except for clearly some research was done because the original song was sourced in an instrumental form. Not everyone even knows how to do that. I don't know would think to do so. I don't know the rest of this song. Proceed to sing the rest of the song. Well, I mean, we already said, Hardo always said I'm not voicing Daisy again. So, hey, Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. So, that's a good question, actually. We're about to see her, so we'll find out. Oh, there's more Alice characters. Those are the same ones. I don't know if they count twice or not, but that's up to you. No, never realized this before, but Jake, actually that first like visual of him as them grown there, he actually does look uncomfortable, which is, you know, an achievement to do that in Gacha life convincingly.
Oh wait, it's already over?
Yep, because you're not following on with the beat.
Wait.
Although that being said, I do appreciate that joke should have been done later for one of the songs that was, you know, actually interrupted and faded, unlike this one, which went all the way through.
Wait, are these lyrics right?
I'm pretty sure.
Shoot. Doesn't he say something at the end?
Yep, okay, the lyrics right thing, you don't need to keep mumbling. You're gonna pull a Takahata and make the joke go on for too long.
Where should I stay? Please take me away. Is that what he said?
Oh, it's because there was an instrumental breakdown before this point, and you cut the music to make the lyrics joke rather than just ending it after the music would have ended because you record it separately. God. Ah.
Alright, hold on.
Oh yes, I want to bash my head against a wall if we could please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to make that sound, basically. Thank you, actual Daisy. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Sure, do become the grandma from Rhapsody Street Kids Believe in Santa. That makes sense. I mean, we've already heard Haradori as Daisy, obviously, so yeah, I get this one. Fair enough.
I don't really sing. I mean, I can sing, but it's not really a big deal.
Oh, well, see, what did you know, even only did for a little bit of Christmas. I hope people have seen Rhapsody Street Kids and know what I'm talking about.
Thanks, I'm an angel?
Yep, and you said that line too late so that the reaction came before you finished it. It's like an Animal Crossing cat. Well. No. Wait a minute. No, I've got it. She sounds like Daniel Thrasher singing hip hop. And yes, I know that very well because it's actually my warm up and my mic test that I do whenever I want to make sure that something is properly working. I even left it in sometimes when I send in voice lines by accident. So, to anyone wondering why I do that at the beginning, that's why. It's to test the microphone.
I don't really know about that.
I don't really know about anything right now. Guest written by Haradori's younger sibling, who was 2 years old.
I'll do it.
This is actually really like this is the only bit from this video that I've taken even mildest enjoyment in.
Yeah, and this one actually is building up, I think, as well. It's just getting more and more unhinged over time, so it is actually escalating.
Hey, Daisy, are you thinking of joining too?
Please say yes. Please say yes.
No, I don't.
Oh, that was an actual no. Okay. No, you know what? I appreciate this as well. The fact that like I'm pretty sure Haruto is actually following along with the original script, but is actively translating it into gobbledygook at the same time. So it does like it's all of the deliveries is all the inflections sound where they're supposed to, but it's clearly just but it's clearly just it's unintelligible, and that's the difference. It's like listening to someone and speak another language and not knowing what they're saying, but you get like the general vibe of what like their emotions are. That's a good VA skill right there.
That's a good VA skill. Also, this is, parody to some degree, and this is the only bit from this video that I actually enjoy.
Yeah, and it's also yet again another self-deprecating jab because it's obviously the character voiced by the creator of this. Yeah.
I would love that.
I like how Jake started copying her by accident.
I mean, that would be great.
Oh god, the inflection is contagious.
It's like when you hear someone with a thick accent that's like unintentionally copy them and like respond to them in their accents.
Oh, I thought that was only a me and autism thing. Good to know.
Oh no, Vince. I mean, I don't know if I've done it necessarily. I probably have, but with subconsciously. I was thinking of Vin when Vin did it to me. Oh, okay, no, he's definitely come down with something now.
He has harvested the stupid from his love interest.
Did I just agree to join the music club? I can't do that. My friends will tease me relentlessly. Oh, what should I do?
Go choke on a sandwich.
I'm so tortured by this decision. You know what? Clearly, this is. I appreciate the starting thing here. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? Yeah.
Why don't you just...
Okay, I think it actually is meant to sound like just baby talk based on like the boohoo alone.
Deep down, you're just very jealous little boy who wishes he had half our music talent. Fun achieving nothing with your life.
You know, something that a lot of abridged shows do at that point is that they actually like make the flashback not match up with the original. I'm not sure if I prefer it to match up or to not match up, actually. You know, both of them kind of work in different ways.
Meanwhile, Midnight is, why is Bro's voice so inconsistent? I don't know, but that seems to be a running problem.
You know, I'm gonna say a rhyme. His voice is inconsistent because the rehearsal was non-existent.
Maybe this competition could be my chance to get closer to Daisy and ask her out. I'll perform for Daisy and to prove to Daisy that I have way more talent than her. Woohoo!
You know, I'm actually surprised that the original didn't flash back to the dream from before. Not that it needed to, but, you know, just based on what we just saw right there, you know, clearly if they want to drill in one message, why not drill in the other?
I can't wait to see the look on her face in bed.
Okay, that's not an original line. You know what? That's also another thing that that Haruto did better than Wiz Gaming, actually. Because Wiz Gaming... That was basically his approach to Fartnado, the dub, which is, you know, add a bunch of things on top of what was already there. If anything, it's actually more like Fartnado than it is than it is like the Spirit Animals parody. Even though Fartnado was dubbed first, I'm pretty sure.
Also, Jacob, I hate to say this, but I find this video thoroughly dull and uninteresting, and I'd like to do literally anything else that doesn't grate on my hits.
Like rewatch the Wiz, but I mean, you sat through the whole of the Wiz parody. I feel like you would survive personally, but obviously I understand either way.
Y'all take me shopping on the weekend, right, Chewy Bear? Whatever you want.
Oh, that's the Ash Ketchum voice. That's what that's the one that Jake used to have.
Sweetheart.
Yay. Wow. Are you two are going shopping? And maybe we can make it?
Oh, well, she actually did leave. You know what? I'm impressed, actually. The fact that, like, she sat through the whole of the Wiz one, but not this. Okay, sure. I suppose. It's still light years better, by the way.
Double date. How about Jake? I'm busy this weekend. Fapping. Yeah, always busy.
I'm not busy.
I heard that. I'm not going to comment.
Yeah, I'm sure I can make this double date happen.
Ew. No way in hell, Henry. I told you that I don't date dwarves.
Bruh.
You know, a missed opportunity to make a Deku joke rather than a dwarf joke, especially because they are basically the same height as each other. If you look at the camera angles right now, if anything, I think Henry's actually taller than her, but whatever.
Come on, Joey.
The tear!
Already. Okay. Bye-bye,
The death of the tear.
Cube.
My masculinity.
You're gonna come over and watch
That was a line from the original, but yes, it was the better here.
me play on my new console, Jay. As fun as it sounds.
Well, oh yeah, the new console you're not going to say the name of anymore.
I'm gonna skip today. I have to stay behind today. Teacher wanted to see me.
I'm also heavily constipated, as you can tell from my delivery.
I wanted to smash. Yeah. I'm too lazy for sound effects.
What?
I think I understand.
I mean, obviously, parody at this point, yes, the two sound effects is very evident because yeah, we've had moments of silence, but we've also had just like not much else in the way of that. To Wiz Gaming's very little credit, all of the sound effects were there, even if they were done with like just mouth sounds alone. There was something there. I feel like that's another thing that set Music Freaks apart when it came out, was the use of actual sound effects and music in tandem, because I've said before that was a rarity back in the day.
Must have a thing for teachers. Dude, seriously. What is
Trip after eating some of Harvey's brownies. Yeah. Speaking of Harvey, an example of a voice that's after ample practicing, I can do in multiple different emotions and such. But yeah, there's definitely when intent is overly cartoonish before we realize what direction we're going to take the character. So yeah.
wrong with you today? What? It's normal for a teenage boy.
Did he just pull a Hannibal Lecter? I don't know. I can't even do the sound. I don't even know.
It should be more acoustic. How is that fair? Just because Sean and I don't like your boring classical music, Sander. You're a buzzkill.
I will say, performing classical music with electronic equipment and trying to not make it sound acoustic is actually exceptionally unfair in music. Because you have two people specialized in modern equipment and you are actively isolating them, especially when they're trying to recruit new members. Really, Xander did Xander ever do like anything that made sense in this series? Or that was actually like nice, aside from to Luke, who he, had a crush on and therefore an ulterior motive?
He said that we can have elements of both. Is this the music club?
There's a sign that says music club, you idiots.
It seemed I've stumbled upon the debate club instead. The heck do you want? Are you lost or something? Actually, I came to audition. Oh, finally! We've been waiting for someone to audition. Is that supposed to be?
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'll say this as well. Like, Sean's voice was the deepest out of any of the main cast. So to have him be like the one that's like, well, I'm gonna be over here. That's fantastic.
A joke? Are you and your friends just trying to waste our time because you have nothing better to do with your lives? No, it isn't a joke. Here to sing.
Wow, Jake is now Jake sounds exactly like Henry. I think all this was just done in not necessarily one take, but it was done in like one sequence rather than, which I guess does make sense. I also record lines for characters that way, where instead of like going back up into starting again, I'll record in order if I know that a line of theirs is actually coming up. That's usually what I do. with a few exceptions. If there's like one character that has a bunch of lines everywhere and one of them that only has a few, then I will do them separately because of like how like fine search works usually. There's also that one time that I did like a 3-hour recording session that was just basically like going through the same script with like the set with like different characters each time because I was requested to do that separately. So, you know, I make exceptions, but most of the time I do that in order as well, which I guess means that, you know, when you're doing them for every single character, you're going to end up sounding like yourself if you don't practice the voices beforehand or if you don't distinguish them more than they are here.
Alone. Sing. Is this a classmate of yours or something? Yeah, he's a classmate. And he's also a massive douchebag. Get out.
I sound so whimsical right now. I don't think I'm mad in the slightest.
Look, I'm sorry for being a jerk, but why don't you just hear me first? I swear I'm good.
Well, if you think you have what it takes,
Millie, not your turn. You'll audition later.
step right up, little pussy.
Xander, are you serious?
If he's here to trick us, then he's only going to make a fool out of himself when he tries to sing. I quite like to watch this.
This is always
Which does raise the question, why is he smiling, Xander?
time. Xander, Sean, fucking play something. This better be good.
Yeah, there are some lines like that one where, you know, like they're clearly like still in the same realm as something, but you know, like parodying it. Sounds like I think that Emily would write actually. Some of these things feel like an Emily delivery in the best way. I mean that in a good way. Oh, good lord. It's funny now, but it's gonna get repetitive as it continues for the rest of the song.
Many miles away from home. It's difficult. I say I don't know the song.
You can look up the lyrics, even if you're not going to use the music, which you should also do anyway. Instead of turning over to turn out split ingredients in his brand, it's just a wild trip. I can hear colors and taste sounds. I can hear multiple voices, man, and they all sound like the same as each other.
Something good to say.
Everyone looks and sounds like Data will be Jake's stream. I feel like if that were best even Jake up, but maybe not actually.
Like, also bound in my footsteps on the ground.
As I did yesterday.
Hey, myself. Is that what he said? What have loud
You know something else about the original Music Freaks episode? Like the fact that you know they just play something and Jake knows the words. It's like, I mean, great that they picked a song that he knew. What happened if they didn't actually? What happened if that was what happened in this video actually, and he didn't actually know the lyrics to something, and then suddenly he had to. You know what? That's the joke. If I end up doing a Gacha parody of this episode, that's what I'm gonna do. Is gonna be like, wait, can we play something else? Just like rewind everything. Wow, I guess much like Scooby is being taken over by Satan. If you don't get that joke, watch our D&D videos.
Stop fucking blushing! Whoa! Hey! Why is there two people singing at once?
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I hate when these things happen in like... That's another problem with existing songs. You can't control when the original artist has put in backing vocals. And backing vocals normally are perfectly fine, you know. I do them all the time. In fact, the song that speaking of D&D, the song that I published 2 days ago has backing vocals, you know. But the thing is, backing vocals only work, especially if you're the person doing them, if you record something in advance and then make it the final version. Otherwise, you'll notice that for musical numbers, that's never the case because musicals are mostly performed on stage, or there is a sense in like if it's done then on a screen acting, then there's a sense that the person's breaking into song and that's what you're hearing is the delivery behind them. It always gets to me when they add backing vocals or like the backing vocals exist in something when it really shouldn't, because that defeats the idea of the character breaking into song in the moment. It takes me at least out of it. I feel like probably in general, but maybe not. Maybe it's just a me thing. That's why there's so much vomiting.
The fuck?
Oh my goodness, we made the bruh joke. Do a different sound effect, please.
Dude, whoa, you're amazing.
I shouldn't have done a simp count. I haven't said the word simp since I pointed that out. No, I should have done a bruh count, clearly.
He has to sing for us. Yeah, you're really good.
I mean, he's the only person who's auditioned so far, so you could have gone with that angle.
You'd be great to sing with.
In fact, yeah, that should have been the joke. They just have no one else auditioning here, and Jake is, and Jake in this context is terrible, but he's the only one you've got, so, make the best of it.
That's for the band competition.
Thanks.
Sure, it's not what happens in the original, but, for the sake of a parody, you're allowed to change some things. Where I think, the Wiz Game video changed too much, this one probably changed too little.
No way! He is not joining our group, let alone singing for our group. Haley.
They're doing our group. They're singing for our group. The episode should have been on singing, not on group.
Don't tell me that you're considering this. Hey, come on. Shouldn't we give him a chance, Xander? He's a great singer. And it sounds like he's really passionate about singing.
It sounds like he's dying, if you go by the music.
I'm going to the bathroom.
I've caught the virus going around, and I must now go vomit.
Xander, wait! He's so dramatic. I don't get why he's so upset.
Look, I don't know what your intentions are, but I can't deny that you're good.
I'm not so talentless after all, am I?
I'll let you
well.
join. But only because we could really use you. However, if you're ever rude or step out of line, I will personally kick your ass. This is my...
Watching this makes me want to do a purposely bad abridged dub. Wants me to do a purposely good abridged dub, actually. Because this one has its moments, but I mean, as far as the things go, but as far as parody can go, it can be both better and worse, I think.
My family, and we're from Alabama, so you got it?
I understand.
Well, you're not beating those dating allegations, are you, Haley?
I'll be on my best behavior, sir. Sean, can you introduce Jake to each of the members? I'm gonna go find Xander.
Sure thing, Haley. Well, welcome to the club. Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm Sean. I dabble in pretty much anything music related and sex. And this is...
I don't think you need to know that last bit, but hey, I guess maybe he's offering. I don't know.
Millicent, but you can call me Millie. I'm the main guitarist.
I think Drew and his friends ruined the music club's reputation by calling them music freaks, so heck, and that's why no one else auditioned. That's one thing that I wonder is, like, how popular are Drew and his friends? Because you get the sense that, like, at least a couple of them, at least Drew himself is rich and, probably gives him status and such. They're clearly, dating the popular girls, it seems, and all of that stuff. How far does that actually go? Because we never hear, like, what other people in the school think about them specifically, or the music club for that matter. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say. It's a good headcanon, I suppose, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely the sort of speculation, I suppose, so yeah, why not?
Probably the best one out of everyone else here, to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's why no one else went for singer. Aside from Haley, who, we've talked about that, reasons that Dana should have known, yada yada.
Yes, thank you, Millie. As she said...
Where did his equipment go?
She mainly plays the electric guitar.
Oh, it was in the corner.
Word of warning, she might be a year younger and smaller, but try not to get on her bad side. She'll kick you out of the room. Noted. Then we have Xander and Luke. Xander plays piano, and Luke's on the drums. They both are on the drums and they're both gay as fuck.
Hold on, wait, what? Xander plays piano, Luke plays the drums, they're both on the drums. Can we rewind that sentence, please? Huh? That doesn't even make sense as a joke. Why would you say piano then go to unless on the drums is some kind of slang that I'm not familiar with, and if it is, please tell me in the comments. I don't know, but I don't think it is.
And childhood friends too, but that's irrelevant. And then there's Haley.
Yeah, their child is irrelevant until it comes up in the story, in which case it will contradict things in the other episodes.
President. She can do pretty much anything, but she's really annoying and underage. I'm supposed,
What? Everyone is underage in this video. Why single her out specifically? And what kind of things are you thinking of her doing that would necessitate specifying that she was underage? Oh god, I just thought of it. Okay, never mind. Moving on.
Enough about her there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're close.
I figured. Well, plenty time to get to know us all. We look forward to having you, stupid bitch.
Oh my god, it's over! It's finally over! I'm finally done! Oh my god!
Yeah, that's probably how most people felt about this, unfortunately. Or well, most people here, I say, in this review. As for people originally, I don't have the video pulled up, so I can't check the comments. Aside from the one that Rosie Closey left, where she, jokingly stated, "Oh, I should hand Music Freaks off to you," basically. Clearly, taking the jest in good faith. And yes, I'm not now I've seen the whole way through. Yes, it absolutely is something that was done in good faith and in good fun. So, but of course, this being Gacha review, we have to, be balanced. And so therefore, we are going to talk about, things that do work and things that don't in terms of the parody. Is it a good parody or not? And in this one, yeah, I would say most of it doesn't work, or it doesn't engage in the way that's supposed to. For similar reasons to Wiz Gaming, but not all of the reasons. We don't have the audio balance issues, again, aside from that first scene. We don't have as much of a distracting instrumental, or that did start to happen towards the end of the video, seeming to imply that it was a joke that came about sometime later, but not reintroduced. We have the issue of inconsistent voices, which, weird enough, I don't think Wiz Gaming ever had an issue with. Maybe we're just too distracted by everything else to notice in that video. This one, obviously, stuck much more closely to the original, right down to most of the lines being from the original, with occasional additions. I will say, obviously, as far as most abridged content goes, you actually do end up you do end up deviating a lot more, because also with abridged content, there's a sense that because of copyright stuff, they want you to support the official release, so you don't want a direct comparison. Comparing this to Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged particularly actually makes a lot of sense, aside from the one person doing all the voices, because that one is a case where, Lil Karibo offers a lot of commentary about the original Duel Monsters series, and that's why I know so much about it, is from it's from those takedowns, those fourth wall breaks that happen consistently in that particular series. It happened occasionally here. A few tongue-in-cheek jabs, such as the whole "why are there two people singing here?" Which, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Seriously, I forgot that there was backing vocals in that audition. The particular time that you would need somebody to sing by themselves and not be in their head, the fantasy of what they would sound like. And yeah, that was fumbled. Which technically, by the way, means that my passion, one of the other musical series that we've talked about on this channel at length, actually did the audition song better, because at least to my passion's credit, all of the songs were the actual people. Did it work most of the time? Not necessarily, but yeah, that's my issue with original Music Freaks. And yeah, this one, it didn't trickle down extensively because the whole point was it was done by one person. So yeah, honestly, this probably should have been more of a trend in Gacha, I think. not necessarily for its quality, but I like the idea behind it. And there are a few moments in here that, genuinely work, like the whole like Daisy baby talk thing where we made like several comparisons and the fact that it actually built up over time. This one wasn't afraid necessarily like have its moments come and go, but not also be like overwhelmed to the point where you are craving them to stop talking about Takis already, or in this case, about simps. The music was a bit of an issue. Like I was curious how the singing would go. The singing was exactly what I expected, but no, it wasn't because of the whole like I forgot the lyrics bit. The thing with that joke is the fact that if this is all low effort or something, then you could get the idea of like, okay, we're building this up. It might get like a dragged on joke, but it wasn't. You could tell that sometimes more effort was actually placed into certain areas, meaning the person was capable of doing it, but refused to do so. And once you're aware of that fact, it then takes away from the humor of it seemingly happening by accident. So yeah, a lot of stuff just didn't land here, but an attempt was made. And yes, if we think about whether this was done in whether Wiz Gaming did his version in bad faith or not, this one clearly didn't. This one this one is the definition of, oh yeah, this video intended as a joke and whatever. It's just that a lot of it was not the best of jokes. So yeah, oh, we're doing a whole. Oh, sorry, Ghost doing a whole sketch about Jake and Milo and such, and mentioning the word simp. There you go, perfect. And it's taking care of you when you're sick. Yeah, get out there, Milo. He'll vomit on you if you're not careful. But yeah, I personally wasn't overwhelmed by jokes in this one, but I guess Ghosty apparently was. So imagine what the Wiz Gaming one was like. So yeah, I think a lot of the point was missed here. It was like, oh yeah, I can do this acapella thing. I'm not going to audio balance it. Oh yeah, I can do like a bunch of these jokes here. I'm not going to tie them in. I feel like Wiz Gaming scratched the surface of what was going on in this video. The stuff that didn't work and that did. Probably thought that it all went down much better than it did for us, basically. But then it didn't even realize that how to deliver the moments that were actually done successfully or moderately successfully, which made that version worse than the thing that was representing, which in turn made it was a not as good an iteration as the source material. So yeah, it was the whole mess, but we've got all the pieces together now, and I think my voice is getting tired because I can hear it going. So I'm going to stop talking now. Hope you all enjoyed this, I suppose, or at times. And yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, as Garrett done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.